Okay, I think I'm live, right? And let me see if I got this right. If I did it right, I'll have a link underneath where people can click on. And I think it worked. We'll find out. We'll find out for certain. And if anyone wants to talk, you never know. Sometimes people do. Sometimes people don't. I was talking about my channel. It's been through some changes. Of course, I started out just recording some workouts for some friends. And then I started to talk at the end of my workouts, as I almost always do, about the things that are important to me, which, yoga, meditation, breath work, um, being at peace with ourselves. No small thing. Seems like a hard thing to accomplish. And here's the reason why. I don't want to get off topic, but here's the reason why is because we are looking externally for peace, and you'll never, never find peace externally. Peace starts within, and then it's extended outwards. Hey, Mercedes, my friend, how are you? Um, so I very often hear, very, very often, that um, someone will make a request. Can I um, delete this comment, ban this person? Can I do this or do that? And that I really don't have an answer. I guess you could, but that's not going to bring you peace because someone else always comes up. Someone else who aggravates you always comes up. It's the same situation, the same learning experience in different form. So why not learn it instead of putting it off? You know, and that way, when people show up, it's not their responsibility to bring peace into the channel or in the conversation or to us. It's our responsibility to be peaceful. It's always on us, the onus. I just wanted a chance to use the word onus. Hey, William, Bill, how are you, my friend? So everything's a teaching opportunity. Everything is a learning opportunity. We learn what we need to teach. We teach what we need to learn. It's the same thing. Giving and receiving, absolutely the same thing. William says, doing well, buddy. Nice. You looking forward to Thanksgiving? Stuart says, hello, Jay Sogi. Well, actually, that is the title that has been reserved for Jace now. That's his yogic name, just Yogi. Mercedes says, hi to Stuart. So, as my channel has grown, as I've gotten monetized, as I was approaching to get monetized way back in the summer, I started thinking, so is it just a workout? Is it just doing nature shorts? Is it this? Is it that? And I became more and more involved with doing live streams, thinking of live streams as a learning opportunity. By learning, I also mean teaching, because remember, we teach what we need to learn. So it says, well, I need to come up with something else then. No doubt you will. By the end of this live stream, you'll have something brand new. Worst comes to worst, just call me the other bald guy. Bill says, just saying hello real quick. I'm working, and yes, next Wednesday is the day we're celebrating. Gotcha. So that would be the day you have off, right? Might work out even better for you. Avoid the crowds and all that. Mercedes says hello. Stuart says hello. So yeah, I'm gonna go into my description after this conversation and change some things around. Oh well, Bill says yes, I'm off all week after Sunday. Nice. Are you guys going to go anywhere? Are you going to visit family or just hang out at home? Stuart says hey to William. Sadie says, okay. So this morning I read Spinoza, great philosopher. When Einstein asked if he was an atheist or if he believed in God, he said, I believe in Spinoza's God. Spinoza was sort of a pantheist. Pantheist is someone that believes consciousness is inherent in everything. Let's see. Boy says, yes, everyone is coming to our place and high story. Nice. That'll be a good time, Bill. I'm glad to hear that. So Spinoza, in his theologico-political treatise, they don't know what it is, said, peace is not, I have it up here on my screen, peace is not an absence of war. It is a virtue, a state of mind, a disposition for benevolence, confidence, justice. Meaning, as I was saying before at the beginning of the conversation, never go looking for peace because you won't find it anywhere, ever. Peace isn't the absence of chaos. Peace is a state of mind. Peace is a state of heart, probably even better said. Because you can have thoughts that are in conflict with your environment, with your situation, with events, with people. However, if you have peace within the heart, you're unswayed by any of that. You carry that peace with you. So this is what I mean that my YouTube channel is a learning opportunity for me. And by doing that, it means that my goal, what I hope to do, is teach peace. Here's why I teach peace, because I need to learn it. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not great at it, but I've been practicing for a long time. I mean, a really long time. And there was a time where if I even thought of being where I am now, I would have thought impossible. I was at conflict with everything. But most importantly, I was at conflict with myself. I did not like myself. I mentioned to talking to a friend on the phone about drinking, and they had asked if I was an alcoholic. And let's see, Gwen says, gotta run. Thanks for dropping in, Bill. Very much appreciate it. Sadie says, bye, William. Goga says, Eric, what happened? So the first live dropped. I can tell you what happened. Technology happened. Technology came up out of nowhere and hit me on the head. I can't put the link for the people to come up and join me my live stream and do it in advance. My phone just, for whatever reason, I was able to do it for a while, but it doesn't work for me anymore. Every time I try it, it comes up as like multiple links. So I got rid of the other links and put this one up. Mercedes says, how to Goga? And Goga says, hey, Mercedes. Man, I was listening to some big praises about Goga just a little bit ago. Well-deserved praises. I wonder if our friend Goga realizes how many lives he has touched. Countless. Not just through the people that he's helped, and the people that he's taught, and the people that he's inspired, but imagine that one person that he inspired, and they go out filled with all the confidence and all the love that they've gotten from Goga, and they spread it, and then they spread it, and they spread it. The ripple effect, the butterfly effect, or my favorite, the 100th monkey. If you remember that story, I think I told it a few times. There was an island in the Sea of Japan, several islands, an island chain, and a storm swept through. And there was monkeys on the island, on one particular island. There was monkeys on all of the island. That's important to remember. But on one particular, Yoga says, it's yoga in action. Absolutely, yoga in action. We got some hearts from Mercedes. Thank you, Mercedes. Um, on this one particular island, the potatoes that were a staple in the diet of these monkeys was covered in sand. And the monkeys soon figured out they had to wash off the potatoes in order to eat them. So they did. They learned very quickly. Um, Here's the amazing thing. When it hit a critical mass, critical point, scientifically it's called a critical mass, and the story that we're telling, it's called the 100th monkey. For whatever reason, we'll call it, it was that 100th monkey who watched it, and the morphogenic field, which is another scientific term for mass communication. Monkeys from all other islands that were unaffected by the storm, they didn't need to wash the potatoes, they automatically started to wash it. There was just something in that morphogenic field that spread that message. And meditation, we call it the Maharishi effect after Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the founder of Transcendental Meditation, which is an ancient technique, but he brought it to the masses, so give him credit. He talks about if 10% of a given population meditates, then 100% of the population benefit from it. Crime rates go down. Hey, Heavenly. Heavenly says, Yogi Bear. Hey, Sniper. Greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. So just imagine, if you learn how to meditate, your entire family benefits from you meditating. If your family meditates, the entire neighborhood benefits. If the neighborhood benefits, then the entire city, and then state, and then country, and then world, all starting from you. If you extend yourself in peace, everyone benefits. So I'm tying this all back together. You thought I forgot about Goga. You thought I forgot that this story is about Goga. I didn't forget. I have a mind like a rusty steel trap. Goga teaches a handful of people, more than a handful, quite a few actually, but as an example, a handful of people. And they go out filled with that confidence, that enthusiasm, the absolute love and knowledge that, as Goga said, yoga in action. He was the spark, and he lights this fire, and who knows where it ends. You can be the spark, each and every one of you. And you can be a spark right here in this channel. When you see conflict, do you want to immerse yourself in the conflict and fight it and say, nope, this is a place for peace. I'm going to ban you. I'm going to delete you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Or do you want to be an isle of peace? Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick, called it Insular Tahiti. And I'll look up that quote and read it. Tanya says, Sayogi, he took a bit of finding. I apologize. Man, I should not be allowed anything more technical than a toaster. And even with a toaster, I should be well supervised. I tell you what, if the toaster handle didn't automatically pop up, I would be without toast. It's technically above me. Tanya, I didn't see you go live today. Did I just miss it? Let's see. I am ready for the riddle. Heavenly Star. Heavenly Star says, okay, you ready for the riddle, Yogi Bear? Hey, Heavenly Star, if you want, you know what? You could hit the go live button with me and you could tell us all the riddle, but only if you want to. Tanya says, not showing live here. Goga says, no, I didn't know this. Tandra, he has done over 3 streams, so YouTube never sends more than 3 notifications. He did not know that. Tanya says, Goga, hey, alrighty, thank you. Dottie, my friend, how are you? Dottie says, evening to all here. Hoping you're all well. I'm doing pretty good. How about you? So again, you could, hey, relaxing. Relaxing says hi to Goga. You could go in and want to instill peace in the community or on someone's live stream. It's not going to work though. I mentioned to someone months and months and months and months ago, beginning of summer. You cannot delete or ban your way to safety, to peacefulness. You can't. But you yourself can be that isle of peace from which, as Goga said, yoga in action. You can be the yoga in action. Peace is a verb, not a noun. So we practice it. Daddy says, not too good, Eric. I've had a bit of a sad day. I keep breaking down in sadness. I'm sorry, Daddy. Um, is it grief? Lexi says, hi, everyone who wants to join me and give support yoga. Hey, Carl. Carl says, good evening, everyone. Nice to see you, my friend. Daddy says, yes, it is. Hey, 835 says, sup, Eric. Daddy, have I read the Rumi poem to you, Love Dogs? Heavenly Star says, it goes like this. I'm always hungry. I must always be fed. The finger I touch will turn bread. What am I? I'm always hungry. I must always be fed. The finger I touch. I don't know. We can give it a minute and see if anyone else knows. I bet you Squirrel Sniper might know. I don't know. Dottie says, I don't think so. 835 says, I think summer is coming next year, right? It's supposed to. Carl says, I'm reading the train poem. Hey, Carl, I got the link for anyone who wants to join the live stream. You want to come on and um, read the train poem to everyone? Hey, Easy. How are you, my friend? Relaxing says, nice to see you all, friends. 835 says, that's going to suck. Song here says, hi to Heavenly. I'm going to read a poem. Heavenly Star says, anyone can guess it. There's just one particular part here that I wanted to read you. I think I might have mentioned this part before. Daddy says, I'm going to go, guys. I'm not in a good place. I'm sorry, Daddy. Hey, just know that I'm sending you love. I'm sitting with you. Reach out. You can reach me on Instagram if you want. There was one line in the Rumi poem where he says, the grief you cry out from is union. The grief that you're experiencing now is your connection with your father. It's not the absence of your father. It is your connection to your father. If you pause, if you don't try to force the grief away, you'll feel it. You will feel your father's presence. Song says, heavenly a crocodile. Phoenix says, like to share it, sir. Thank you. Song says, was it? Yeah, what is it? A35 says, I need mosquito larvae badly, and I can't get mosquito larvae if it's freezing cold outside. Well, it is November, the end of November, and you got December, January, February. You got probably most of March, maybe even early April. So you might need to find another way of doing it. Lexi says, please, beautiful friends, join my member to channel helping me. Hey, relaxing. Have you ever thought of just doing like a $1.99 or a 99-cent one? I mentioned this, right? I think more people might be able to do it and help you. Yoga says, trending, hey. And Tanya says, Zaddy, take care, thinking of you. Thank you, Tanya. 835 says, I hope me and my family members and people that I know move out of Ohio because the weather sucks here. You got to be specific. What if they move to northern Minnesota? It's going to suck even more. Trending says, Sir Goga, hi. Goga says, yes, Eric. Can you repeat the line? Easy. It is powerful. Oh, Easy says, repeat that phrase again. That was beautiful. Let me read the whole thing, guys. I wanted to read this for Dadi. This is Rumi, the great Sufi, the Persian Sufi poet, 12th century, I believe. So I'm going to read the whole thing. One night, a man was crying, Allah, Allah. His lips grew sweet with praising, until a cynic said, so, I heard you calling out, but have you ever gotten any response? The man had no answer to that. He quit praying and fell into a confused sleep. He dreamed he saw Kadir, the guide of souls, in a thick green foliage. Why did you stop praising? Because I've never heard anything back. This longing you express is the return message. The grief you cry out from draws you towards union. Your pure sadness that wants help is a secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the name of. Give your life to be one of them. Man, you know how many times I've read that in my life? And I get goosebumps every time I do. And I just got goosebumps right now. Let me pick just a few lines. So there was a man who was very much in love with life, with God, with reality. And he would sing out in praise because he was a Sufi. He cried out, Allah, just the praise of being alive. You know, you ever been so happy just to be alive that you give out praise? Thank you, God, or thank you, or whatever. But someone came along and said, hey, you always sing and praise, but have you ever heard an answer? And the guy had to stop and think. He never heard an actual response from what he thought Allah would sound like. A big booming God voice saying, hey, thank you. Thank you for the praise, or that's enough, whatever. He never heard that. So he quit praying and he fell asleep very depressed, despondent. But in his dream, he saw the guider of souls, or we could say an angel. And the angel asked him, why did you stop praising? Why did you stop singing God's name in praise and joy? And the man says, because I never heard anything back. And the angel gave him explicit directions. This longing, the longing to know God, the longing to know truth, the longing to know life, the longing for your and my father who has passed away, the longing for anyone that seems absent from our life. That is the return message. Our longing, our desire to want to be with that person again, that's the message. That's the return. And he goes on and says, the grief that you cry out from, your sadness is holy. It draws you towards union. Your pure sadness that wants help is the secret cup. Your pure sadness. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the name of. Give your life to be one of them. Man, sorry guys. I love poetry and I love Rumi. I apologize, guys. I fell behind a bit. Um, our friend Relaxing is asking anyone to give him help. If you could go to give him a super chat support. Carl says YouTube is finished. Why do you think so, Carl? I thought you had a wonderful live stream last night. Yesterday. I saw some friends there. What's up, Jace? Relaxing says, yeah, and I thank you, my friend. You're honest and you're only one member to me. It'll come. It'll come, my friend. Carl says, I thought YouTube got rid of memberships. Nope. I don't think they're going to. Trending says slow all. Let's see. Ashutosh says, remember? I do remember. So does my cat. What's new, Jace? Relaxing says, my friends, give me support for my eyes. I need quickly. I hope it'll grow. Yes, Yogi, my dearest brother. By the way, we have bestowed the Stuart Knight. Stuart came up with it. It is Jace's yogic name. He's a natural born yogi. Yes, Yogi. Stuart says, hey to Carl. Stuart says, slow go, brother. Ginny says, wait, did I miss a troll? I don't think so. Heavenly Star, Ginger, you did. Who was trolling? Easy says, I have a big problem in my life. My biggest mentor is a cynic and pessimist, and he brings me back to negativity in such a persuasive way. What can I do about this? I love this input very much. You know, I mentioned this before. Abraham Maslow, who gave us the hierarchy of needs and is considered the father of modern positive psychology, psychology of happiness. When he was asked about the self-aware, the self-actualized person, what is the quality of a self-actualized person? And he said, a self-actualized person is independent of the good opinion of others. Meaning, easy. Every single answer that you need, every single answer that you know, is already within you now. Other people can help and give you input, but let's say if you're turning to this mentor towards something specific, then for your spiritual sustenance, he might not be the right person. He might be your mentor in a different area of life. The more you meditate, the more you give yourself to a contemplative life. Doesn't mean you're not participating in the outer stuff, but it means that inwardly, you can consider yourself inwardly a recluse, meaning that you know that you are self-content, that you have everything you need within. And the more you do that, the more you meditate, you become everything you need comes to you. You don't need to seek it. So life itself becomes your mentor. Nature becomes your mentor. Meditate, spend time in nature, and life just starts making sense, like spontaneously on its own. Virginia says, come on, that would talk dirty to me. Who do you want to talk dirty to? Hey, Hawk. Hawk says, good morning to y'all. Hello, my friend. Virginia says, so people, how goes it? Hey, Junior, thanks for stopping in the workout. I appreciate that. So it says, Death Fleet. Oh, Riddle answers fire. So the finger turns red, and you need to feed it continuously. Nice. You know what? Whenever I hear the answer to a riddle, I always think, why didn't I think of that? So why didn't I think of that? I don't know. Thank you, Heavenly Star. Sniper says, greeting Ginger, Sword, and Fish Whisperer. Hey, Moskwa, how are you? Ginger says, Squirrel. Hey, please let me toy, toy with trolls. I didn't see a troll. But the entire theme of the conversation so far has been about peace, specifically inner peace. If you want peace in the world, if you want peace in your neighborhood, if you want peace in your family, if you want peace in a YouTube live stream, it will never come from anywhere else but you. You have to be at peace. How do you do it? We talked about this with Ginger Rogers. Here's the greatest mantra of them all. And I wrote it down in Sanskrit. Attack him. Attack him. Sanskrit. You know what that means? It means so what? So what? So someone's pushing your buttons. So what? You got buttons, man. If you got buttons, they're going to be pushed. No matter what happens. So what? And I don't mean that in a flippant way. It means, man, that's just life. By virtue of its appearance, it's life. Who says that you're not supposed to be agitated? You know, there's no rule that Eric McCarty is not supposed to be agitated or pissed off or this or that or whatever. And when I learned to accept that sometimes things simply are. Wait a minute. Did Ginger Rogers just boot me? I have, in the history of my time on YouTube, I've never been booped. Heavenly's going to be home tomorrow. I bet you're excited for that. Moskwa says, I'm happy because it's Friday. So amazingly, the same feelings that you have on a Friday, you can have on a Monday. And you could be just as happy on a Monday. All right, maybe not just as happy, but you can be pretty darn happy on a Monday. I get the feeling that our friend Moskwa is happy a lot, happy all the time. I could be wrong, but you just get the feeling of she's a happy person. Justin says, big peace to you, my friend. Retirement days, comfort foods and more says, hello, my friend. Easy says, it's hard for me because my background is that same pessimism he preaches. So I absolutely agree with it. But I'm trying to see the light beyond the dark tunnel. What if you are the light in that dark tunnel? And what if there's no dark tunnel? There's only light. What if the dark tunnel was just an illusion? So what if you didn't do anything other than cultivate your own life? Let's see. Fox says, congratulations, 70 star. Yeah. So how you doing, Dredson? Carl says, you're popular. Me? Not so much. Then you says, oh, nice, I'm the first one to poop yoga. You are the first one. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about being booped. I have booped my dog, Mocha's dog, actually, quite a few times. She doesn't seem too bothered by it. My cats, on the other hand, give me this look like, what was that? Why did you just see that? And never do it again. Justin says, do you have any fasting or specific meditation practices leading up to or around winter solstice? I don't have anything specific for winter solstice. I just do my own meditation throughout the year, not changing. There are some Ayurvedic, and I have some references, some groups that I belong to, and some classes that I've taken that I can look up for you. Um, as our um, biochemical system changes through the course of the season, then our nutritional needs are different. So we eat depending on our dosha, our body type, our blood type, um, according to the dosha. Hey, um, Jedson, I'll send you a dosha quiz that will give you an outline of how to shift diet for a winter, a seasonal approach. If you send me an email and then I'll respond and I'll send it to you. Hey, Austin. Austin says, hi, Yogi, how are you, my friend? Optimum, my friend, how are you? Hey, it's Friday, which means we're 2 days away, 3 days away, I guess, right? For Premier Sunday. Team Optimum. William Sheesh says, hi. Hello, William. Tristan says, to be honest, struggling with a few things, but I'll be all right. Hey, Dredson, are you on Facebook by any chance? And he says, I have no cancer in my right lung, so I'm happy. And you know what? I'm happy with you. I'm joining in your happiness. I'm joining in the celebration of Heavenly Star, her life, her health, her happiness. This is for Heavenly Star. If you remind me towards the end of the live stream or before you leave, whichever comes first, I'll do the love tutor. I'll do that whistle again. Austin says, how you doing today? Austin, I'm doing pretty good. Hey, thank you for the Andy Griffith link. I enjoyed that. Ginger says, we have Shit Happens Wednesday, and we should let the tape roll for No Rules Saturday. Yogi, turn around on that day and let them in. I let everyone in. Everyone should be here. My own thoughts, I wouldn't delete anyone unless they were specifically mean to people. You know what I mean? You gotta bless a disruptive influence. They're disrupting things for a reason. They're pushing your buttons for a reason. They're being mean and petty for a reason. Everything that happens has the reason of happening. And we get to decipher the meaning from that. We get to give meaning to everything in our life. If Viktor Frankl could find meaning in the hordes of a concentration camp where he lost his entire family from parents, aunts, uncles, wife, and children, if he could find meaning for that, if he could forgive those who did that, because he knew that even if he survived, which was no guarantee, he didn't want to carry that hate in his heart because he knew the people that made him hate would have won. And he knew the only way he could survive was to find meaning through love and forgiveness. And he did. Heavenly says, thank you, Yogi Bear. Carl says, don't know what a premier is. There's some people that would help with that. I need to do a premier. It's been a bit since I have. Hey, I believe our friend Goga has explained premiers on his channel. If you look at Goga's uh, playlist, I think you might find something for premiers. Zephyr says, Stretson, I tend to end my fasting for the year first week of December. It's when I change to more fatty meats and red meat, pheasant and rabbit too. Most of the year, white meat and fish. Austin says, TGIF. Yes, sir. Jenny says, sir, just keep positive. Moscow says, today we got mashed potatoes in school, so that also made me happy. I'm not supposed to talk about mashed potatoes. I made a promise. I made a promise to Walking with Goldie that I would not talk about mashed potatoes on my live stream. So I'm literally biting my tongue. Hardest thing I've ever had to do in public. Not talk about mashed potatoes right now. Fox says, I was waiting for the Heavenly Star Bell. You know what? Let's officially, Joe, thank you for that. Let's officially Christian the bell. Even when we ring it for other people, it is now officially the Heavenly Star Bell. You know what? Speaking of being happy, it made me happy just thinking about that. So thank you, Joe, for that. And thank you, Heavenly Star. Also said the Andy Griffith thing was funny. It was funny. It was really funny. Man, Don Knotts, comic genius. Genius says the bell cut out. That didn't cut out. And Hawk says, oh, and my thumbnails are the Dragon Ball Z characters. Gotcha. I still haven't found them on YouTube. I need to get an actual clip. Timo says, Erica made a video for UK Medic. Hilarious, in my opinion. Thank you. You bring that up, and I will watch it right after the live stream. And no doubt, it's hilarious because our friend Timo. Here's two things we'll know. Here's three things we'll know. It'll be expertly done. It'll be funny, and it will be a loving tribute. Hey, Ash, how are you? Long time no see, my friend. How is school going? Ginny says it's a big deal, first time ever. It is a big deal. For a show, first time ever for a show. Buddha says, say Yogi, hey Buddha. Ash says, how's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good. Hey Mir says, say Sir Yogi, beautiful people there. I'm glad you people found me because, man, I was hitting all kinds of wrong buttons trying to get my live stream up. Maybe sometimes all we really need to work things out is a good boop on the nose to set things right. Virginia says, mashed potatoes, good with all the good stuff like the accessories. Man, you guys are forcing me to give you my opinion on mashed potatoes, and I'm not supposed to do it. Virginia says, Stu is in here. Don't forget. He's still hanging out with us, Stuart. Carl says, I'm stopping making videos. Carl, let me ask you a question. Do you enjoy making videos? If you enjoy making videos, make them for yourself and put them out there. People will find them. Moskva says mashed potatoes is good with meatballs. Huh, I never thought of that. Ash says, say Moss, and it's good. It's going good, Yogi. Yogs, I have been on the phone, but that's why I haven't been on. I haven't been on my phone. Gotcha. So it's good to take a break like that. Buddha says, hey everyone, eating hands, messy eating ginger and turmeric chicken. Now that sounds good. Wings, jasmine rice, cucumber, purple onions, avocado. Man, that sounds really good. I say, so hold on, Moss, are you Etherean? I like it when you guys make the connections between you. Ginger Roger says, is Yogi booping now? Am I booping? My cat's here. I could actually give her a good boop right now. Judson says, bridging communities. Thank you for that. Hey, I like the dancing. Thank you, Judson. Buddha says, yeah, I knew he was live because Star said it in a live. So I left and came looking. If you saw Jace, said hi and got him here in the background. Thank you. Ginny says, we're Stuart. He might be out roaming the YouTube streets. Moss says, Ash, I don't know, maybe. I'm thinking Fox. Ash says, oh dang, I haven't seen a Fox Therian in forever. Get a thumbs up from here. Ash says, how you experience any shifts that make you think you may be one? So by the way, I do have the join the live stream link. If anyone wants to come in, chat, tell a joke, do some improv. I bet you Ginger's really good at improv. And sing a song. You could read a poem, your own poem, if you want. You could read an inspirational quote, your own quote, someone else's. You could read a passage. You can do whatever you want. You can just come in and say hi for a minute and pop back out. I think it works. Let's see. Ginny says, I think he didn't like the new day. He don't like the name. What do you mean, Ginger? Oh, Carl says YouTube in Ireland is not popular. So, Carl, what if you could be the person to make it popular? I always love just thinking that. What if? Are you guys familiar with Samuel Taylor Coleridge? Another great poet. If you're not, you will be in just a minute. I'm going to read it. This is one of my favorite. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. What if you slept? And what if in your sleep you dreamed? And what if in your dream you went to heaven and there plucked a strange and beautiful flower? And what if, when you awoke, you had that flower in your hand? Ah, then, what if? Thing is, most of the things that we would like to do, we don't do because we think it's impossible, it's too hard, the odds are against us. But what if? Just that one question. What if? What if you could do it? What if it didn't matter what the odds were? What if you just did it because it made you happy to do it? Sometimes I think, you know what? I could be just as happy one person in the chat as it would be with. I think the most I've ever gotten in the chat was 82 people. I told this story at Eric. I think Eric the Point was here for it, and 82 people rush in just to listen to me talk. Man, what a great feeling! So I started talking. Immediately, it went down. It went down to 4 people. 4 people heard, or 80 other people heard me talk and went, "Eh, I'm not impressed," and immediately rushed out of the room. 4 people stayed. Virginia says, "Oh no, YouTube will shut me down for sure." I don't know. Ginger Rogers Uncut. That could be a pretty big show. Ash says, quote time, progression over perfection. Perfect. Perfect quote. Speed says, slow yogi Eric. Hi, Sabine, my friend. How are you? Optimob says, on YouTube, more than 114 million YouTube channels, so it's not easy to be successful on YouTube. Of course, we get to define success. I look at Optimob and I see a hugely successful channel because I see the joy and happiness that Timo gets and putting together his videos. And I see the joy and happiness of Sabine and him going about the countryside with backs, filming, doing their premieres, doing the live streams. What a huge success. I feel like I'm a success. I have a monetized channel. In a month, I make enough to buy myself a bag of lentils, some organic coffee. Sometimes I have enough to buy a book. Hey, last month I bought 2 new kettlebells with my YouTube funds. It's not a bad deal. Um, each and every one of you guys could be a success. But what is your definition of a success? Sabine says so to everyone in the chat. Moskva says, Ash, I recommend Obsidian Pause if you run a Ethereum Fox channel. YouTube is marathon and work. Absolutely. Hey guys, we got something special coming up. There he is.
Hi, Eric.
Go get my friend.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Did I just say, let me test this thing because I've always seen people do it, and I was like, I rarely use this collaborative tool, but it looks very nice.
I like it because it's whenever anyone talked about StreamYard to me, it seemed complicated. But whenever anyone talks about anything technical, it seems complicated. Yeah. So I needed something that was literally Eric proof. I needed something that was I needed like something that was Yogi proof.
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's right on my phone. It's free. It's limited. I can only talk to one person. But here's the thing: when I'm talking to Goga, I don't need to talk to anyone else. I only need to talk to one person.
Stop my demure friend. Yeah, conversation I think you're having tonight, and it was. I like what I like what Easy was asking there on the chat, and that was a very apt response, and I think it was quite a reflection on just talking about mentorship, and when your mentor. What happens when your mentor is a bit too, maybe there's no alignment in terms of values and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it was on what happened at work. And just want to say thank you so much for asking that, Easy. It was a beautiful.
Easy always has, I have the privilege of being Facebook friends with Easy. So we get to communicate fairly often. And he always has insightful questions. He is on the spiritual path. And he's at that point where there's some trepidation. The earth doesn't always seem firm because you're opening up to all this new stuff, and the old familiar ways no longer make sense. So the person that was your mentor for so many things isn't giving you the spiritual sustenance that you need right now. So what do? We can look at it in lots of different ways. Maybe he's giving you exactly what you need. If he's not giving you the light that you need, then maybe you need to turn within and be the light for him. Maybe everything's an opportunity if we're willing to see it in a different perspective.
Yeah. And it's also, it may also be a call to, to also just, that may be the moment to pivot as well, like, especially if you've been very dependent on, on what they say. And I was asking Eric this, and hey, hi guys on the chat, sorry. Everyone is saying hi and sending love. Thank you. I think last week I was asking about, we did lose a very key figure in the yoga community. And conversation who takes over the lineage, because this has always been the lineage holder. And I love that response you gave. And it's an argument I had when I was in yoga school. And I kept on telling, I remember I was given an assignment that yoga has to be very responsive even to modern. And sometimes lineage may also be a form of attachment, in a sense. Attachments so that we can live our best lives. So I totally resonate with that answer you gave, because I think everybody was like stuck and they're like, who is going to give us the light? And I'm like, so you're the great insights. I had to share it somewhere. I think I was having a conversation with some yogis and I said, you're the lineage. You're the lineage.
It's a big insight. Because especially as you said, attachment. And Buddhism came from the yogic tradition. And both
Absolutely.
Buddhism and yoga talk about the cessation of attachment, that we are no longer attached to, as it says in the very beginning of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, they no longer caught up in the vacillation of the mind, which the 5 afflictions in yogic psychology, one of them being our attachments. We suffer because we're attached. So if we're attached to a lineage, are we truly practicing yoga, or are we practicing attachment? Because it can't be both at the same time. It doesn't mean we don't honor the lineage, and we always honor the lineage because that's what brought us here. But at a certain point, as Buddha said, when you reach a river, you no longer need to carry the raft.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep. Ginger is asking you, this is Goga. Eric talk about me every single time I come to the live stream. So
You probably heard me
that is
talk about him every single time I give a live stream. Not even when you're here, but you are always never far from conversation.
Thank you.
Goga has been, speaking of mentors, Goga has been a mentor of mine in many, many, many ways, because he showed me how to be a yogi on YouTube. It doesn't mean that you have to have. A lot of people ask me, so are you going to do, asanas? Are you going to do your own personal yoga practice? And I always say my personal asana practice is, it's not the focus of what I teach or what I do. My yoga, hopefully, is displayed in my live streams.
Yeah. Eric, let me just fix my service. I think my internet is a bit glitchy. I'm coming back. Give me like a minute.
Sure. Yep, you got it. Yoga is lagging. Let me catch up real quick, guys. Carl says goodbye. Goodbye, my friend. Moskva says, love all the Therians and Furies are furries. Sorry, welcome to this channel. Hey, they're always welcome. Everyone is. Timo says, good news. Just a yogi doing burpees in his basement. The Optimob channel is only 96,500 subs from 100K away and counting downwards. The glass is half full, guys. Ever the optimist and always a hard worker. That's Timo. As he said, the glass is half full. He could easily view it as half empty. And if the glass was half empty, would he keep continuing? Why bother? Man, if the glass is half empty, but man, he flips it around, the glass is half full, and he finds joy, as he said. He finds joy in everything that he does. Speen says she is fine. So I apologize for lagging just a bit here myself in the conversation. Timo says, I have so much fun with YouTube and editing videos. I love filmmaking. This is my passion. That's why I'm always thankful for YouTube. Man, we get to live our passion here. So everyone's saying hi. Heavenly Star says, I'll be home tomorrow morning. Heavenly says, thank everyone for your prayers. Absolutely, my friend. Mir says, star shining at the sky. Hey, did you hear? Goga's coming back on.
Is it better?
It's better.
Chat?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So this
cool.
feels weird to me. I feel like I should be on the other side. I should be the one.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice. I rarely get to go on people's panels, so it's always like I said I would surprise you. I said I was waiting to like do it next week, but then I was like, oh, the link is actually here. Let me just jump and see what how this works, because I rarely get to be on panels that are on YouTube, the direct YouTube live stream. I get to be on StreamYard. That's my forte.
Hey, Heavenly Star says to our friend Ginger, says Ginger, Goga is my bestie.
Yeah.
I think everyone feels.
Oh,
I think
you're
everyone
my
feels
best.
that Goga is their bestie. You know that you have that aura, you have the presence where everyone feels like they've known you for a long time, and that you're their personal friend. Do you know what I mean? When you're on, there's no distance in YouTube. Everyone gets something from that.
And I like that, Eric. I do really like your judgment of people, and generally you're a very observant individual. And it's for me. I always say these platforms is like an extension of us, and people get to enjoy your aura, your energy. And when you bring your energy into the platform, you'll notice the community will gravitate towards that particular energy. And so it's always like a nice, it's always like a nice space to always be a beacon of hope to somebody who is almost on the verge of giving up. And for me, I love it when I hear the questions people ask you, and I'm always like, oh wow, this person is just new into this space, but this is a very deep personal question. But the
Right.
fact that they feel very comfortable to ask that question, it means that there is something there. They trust you enough to share with you that particular detail, and that makes it. I always admire that. I really admire that, because it means you've done your part as yogi.
And you know what? I don't take that for granted because
Okay.
YouTube could be such a big and frightening place. It's the whole
Yeah.
wide internet. And to put yourself in a vulnerable position where other people could um, pick up on that and not be so kind. So to take that chance and ask that question, and we've had all kinds of people. Our friend Nightmare is here. Hey, Nightmare. Um, open up and be willing to be vulnerable. And I've done that myself. People have seen me tear up talking about my father,
Mm.
being my dad's caregiver. That I think it's okay. There's going to be people who um, give you a negative reaction, but even that's okay
Mm.
because it gives them a chance to see that your very vulnerability is your superpower. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, it means you're also untouched by people's
Yeah.
attacks. Course Miracle says that in your defenselessness is your strength. If you're always defending your position, if you're always saying
Yeah.
no, my yoga is better than your yoga, if you're saying that the way I do things, if my this is the only way to vote, this is the only political party, this is only that, you're always defending. And when you're defending, you're in a point of weakness. But when you're open, when you're vulnerable, when you're willing to be wrong, when you're willing to be hurt, then you're at peace because nothing can touch you. When you think about it,
Absolutely.
that
I love that.
when you're open, when you're spaciousness itself, um, there's nothing solid that can be touched. There's just spaciousness. There's just love. And when you're
Mm.
willing to extend love to everyone, even when you don't feel like it, even when this is the last
Mm.
person in the world that you want to love or the hardest person in the world to forgive, when you just open to it. Don't try to change it. Don't try to force it and say, well, I'm going to love you because it's the right thing to do. Love the fact that it's love the fact that it's hard to love.
Absolutely.
Love
Mm.
yourself through everything that happens. Um, for me, it's been a beautiful way of going through life. And after what feels like a long, long time of battling myself, um, I've gotten to the point where I'm just happy. Doesn't mean I don't have times of
I love that.
sadness. I don't have, I have, I forget who it was, the philosopher that said, nothing human is foreign to me. Meaning that joy, grief, sadness, sorrow, all of it belongs. And you don't have to fight it. Just love yourself through it. And when it's difficult to love yourself that it's difficult. Whatever comes up, love
Mm.
yourself through it. And some people are natural at
I
that.
love that.
And I think you're natural at that. But I know that you've been through um, some heartbreak in your life. And I think you're,
Yes, lots of it.
but I think that there's a great Canadian songwriter, Leonard Cohen, that said, he sang in a
Mm.
song, everything has a crack in it because that's how the light gets in. And I don't know if you would be, I don't know if you would be Goga without that heartbreak, because you're
No, I wouldn't. Actually, I like the analogy of the light because yes, it it took that break for for the yoga to happen, and maybe that was the path I needed. That was how it was supposed to happen. And I always say that there's really a divine order in how things happen in this art. And sometimes I think we are so caught up in the loop, we are so caught up in the chaos that we are not able to appreciate this divine order that is we are meant to follow. So I totally agree. There would have been no yoga had the heartbreak not happened.
right. I
Yeah,
always think if we pray to God and said, why, God, why did this happen to me? That God might reply, but why wouldn't it happen to
yeah,
you? Because life has its share of heartbreaks. We could drive ourselves crazy asking why. But what we do know is
yeah.
it does happen. And it does give us the ability. Oh, we got a request. The Heavenly Star bell has been requested. Heavenly Star says, Yogi bell,
Ooh.
please. So this is a Tibetan meditation bell. It was a gift from
Yeah, it is
Milka. And I was using it during
beautiful.
meditation. And I switched my meditation room, but I left it hanging there. And one day, Runaway said, "Hey, is that a bell hanging in the corner? Could you ring it?" And I've been ringing it. I've been ringing it ever since.
I do have a bell. The ding bell that you always have like at hotels and stuff. And there's a way when I place it on the table, it actually has that echoing effect. And so anytime I decide to do a meditation, like a video or a live stream, I like ringing that bell for some reason, especially near the microphone. Um, and I'm looking forward to Vlogmas next month, just to do a couple of meditation videos. And
Oh,
it will
nice.
definitely be a good idea to just use the bell to signal the beginning of meditation, like Thich Nhat Hanh used to
Right.
like ring the bell. I love these meditations because the bell was really a great. There's something about it. There's something about bells.
There is. And the amazing thing,
Yeah.
follow the sound to the bell
Yeah,
when you ring it. And where
that's
does it
it.
lead? Where does it lead you? Absolute silence. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, the bell is a wonderful meditation in and of itself. And I love Thich Nhat Hanh's simple breathing meditation. Breathing in,
Mm,
I relax. Breathing out, I smile. This is a wonderful moment.
yeah, it's beautiful. Halam is asking, does Goga know why you ring the bell for me?
Um, do you? Our
No.
friend Heavenly
Tell
Star
me.
she's been in the hospital. She has had cancer, and
Oh,
she is now cancer free. And we were talking and um, just sending out prayers. And I said, my Tibetan meditation bell, um, follow the sound. It's the sound of healing. It'll lead you towards healing, and we'll ring it whenever she requests. So it is now officially called the Heavenly Star Bell. And we ring it whenever she asks, or whenever we have something to celebrate, or something
I
that we
love
want
it.
to, if we want to send peace and we want to send love.
I love it. The heavenly star bell. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Moss says, "Is that a tag on the bell?" It is a tag, and normally, I take tags off, but this offers a beautiful description um, of the bell.
I
So I
thought
wanted to,
I thought it was like a description for this.
yep, solid brass Tibetan bell. Um, so I just like it. I got all kinds of little gifts from Mocha. Uh, as I mentioned before, this is a chime that is tuned to the 432 hertz, which is the frequency of love. So and just like with
Ah.
the bell, follow the vibrations and see where it takes you. I especially
Do
love,
you have a singing bowl?
what's that? I don't have a singing bowl,
Do you have a
um,
okay.
but Mocha has. She's looked at them. She's thought about getting them. I don't know. I mentioned before um, being technically deficient, and I honestly think maybe a Tibetan singing bowl might be technical enough to defy my ability.
No, I think you'll be amazing with it. I've always thought you have a singing bowl. You know, I've always imagined that you have a singing bowl. Yeah.
Maybe one day. So one last thing I'll show you. This is called the Love Tutor, and again, it's at 432, and it's a whistle. You see what I'm talking about? Technically, all I had to do was pick one side, and I automatically picked the wrong side.
Wow.
And it's got a chain. So, if you are in a stressful situation, take a break, step outside, just give it a little a blow on the whistle, something to calm you a little bit.
I think Eric, that's the most noisy I've ever had you blowing a whistle.
That's probably it. I believe it is. Someone mentioned I did a live stream one of my kettlebell workouts, and they
Yeah.
had mentioned that even when you're doing kettlebells, you're not making noise. Um, the kettlebells are making noise, the kettlebell, but uh, you're doing, you're just like nice and quiet the way you've always been.
Uh, um, let's see. Oh, okay. Optimob is having a conversation with. All right, I get. I think. Yeah, Optimob is very tech savvy. I always love how he answers some of this. He's quite tech savvy.
Hey, you know what? I'd love to hear you and Optimob talk, um, because
Good talk.
you're both so awesome on YouTube with what you do, and you do like different things, but with the same results in mind, making YouTube better for you. You know what I mean? You have a very
Good.
you have a great approach from your angle teaching. And Altamab, his approach is that the technical, the editing, um, picking
Very, yeah,
just
very good.
yeah, picking just the right song. Man, you guys would be awesome to listen to.
Good suggestion. I'll follow it up. That's actually a good plan because I love his videos and I love the editing that goes into them.
Right.
The last time I think I was at his premiere, I was wondering, is this a video game or it's actually a real video? Because it was so good. Um, that's yeah. So it planted an idea in my head, and I'll definitely, now that you've mentioned it, I'll follow it up for sure.
Yep. Timo says, I love to make videos. And that's, man, I always tell people, fall in love with what
Mm,
you're doing. If you want to be successful, fall in love with what you're doing. Because if you're in love with it, is there any such thing as failure? Can you, you know?
absolutely.
And Timo shows Timo shows that 100%. He gives you a video to watch.
I would actually be interested to hear because you can tell the passion actually shows in in the video editing that you can see just how he arranges because over if you can upload a video that is over 1 hour on YouTube, that's a big deal. That's a
Yeah.
big deal because it takes so long to upload. They have to do the check. Um, it will be nice to just like listen to his his ideation process from the time he shoots all the way to the time we are watching it.
Oh yeah. He's mentioned before. He takes hours and hours to edit just one video. Um, you and I talk about yoga and who's a yogi. That type of concentration, it doesn't have to be on a mat. That's yoga.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
there's
that's yoga itself. Actually,
yeah,
yeah, that's yoga itself.
Optimab the yogi, Timo the yogi.
So Eric, let me ask you a question. I know it's your live stream, but I can never like live without asking you a question. So how does it feel having over the other day I think I ambushed you that question that you have over 1,000 live streams and counting.
Right.
Um, and it's literally the same thing you're saying about Optimov. When you enjoy what you're doing, it will never feel like duty, or it will actually, it's actually something that you enjoy doing. So having over 1,000 live streams and counting, um, how does that feel?
Makes me feel old. 1,000. You know
You
what?
enjoy doing live streams. You
I do enjoy
definitely
doing
enjoy
live
doing
streams.
live streams.
Um, I told this to Love Our Toy Pops, and she was sort of
Yeah.
surprised. She was asking me about, so what did I want on, YouTube? What was my YouTube goals? And I said, I'm literally doing it. It came to the point where, you know, I knew I wasn't Timo. I don't have that editorial skill. Um, could I get it?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm not drawn in that direction. It's not where my passion or joy lies. And like you said, passion's everything. Um, and I do enjoy doing the shorts, the nature shorts specifically, but
Mhm.
the joy of connecting with people and sharing everything. And
That's
more
it.
and more, I'm fine tuning what I want that message to be, and it comes down to um, experiencing true peace through love and forgiveness. That no matter what happens in your life, you can forgive your way through it. You can love yourself through it, and just trying to be. You know, I mentioned in the Course of Miracles earlier in the conversation, we teach what we need to learn. So this is my opportunity to learn. Um, I come here no matter what anyone brings me. Can I love myself through
Mm.
this? Can I love you through this? No matter what it is. So I don't see anyone as being a troll. I don't see anyone as offering me personally anything negative,
Yeah.
but giving me an opportunity.
I love
I
that.
didn't.
I love the aspect of learning, and I think I think it's a great takeout. Just by showing up, you're also part of the learning process based on the interactions you're having, based on the questions that are being thrown your way, based on the engagements. There's also a learning that is happening, and you also get to share people with people your gifts. And as I say, it becomes actually a yoga class. You may not be teaching at an actual studio, but this becomes a studio
Right,
technically.
exactly. Exactly. The big
Yeah.
question though that I thought about when you asked on a couple Sundays ago when you mentioned 1,000 live streams is, are you guys tired of me yet? That, that's what I want to know.
Don't we barely notice? We are not keeping the count.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. As long as you guys aren't tired of me.
No, but no. Eric, you're doing amazing. I mean, we come to 3 of your live streams per day. So, I mean, had you been boring, you would have moved on a long time ago. You do 3 of them, 3 in a day. 3.
Eventually, I was telling this to Tandra,
Yeah.
and Tandra, Squirrel Sniper, Eric Lapointe, that eventually I want to get a sticker if I ever do merchandise, and it would be something like I survived the Yogi Triple, 3 live streams in a day. And another one that says I fell asleep during one of Yogi's live streams, because almost everyone, if you show up long enough, you're gonna fall asleep when I'm talking. It's it is bound to happen. Hey, you get Pancake.
Pancake, how
Yes.
did you find me?
Oh boy, Goga.
How did you find me?
Everyone has an internal Goga tracker. You know, it's like the Northern Star. We're all heading in that direction.
And then most says that he's not going to leave unless people tell him bye. So we are not going to say bye. And then let me see. Ginger. I liked Ginger and Stuart. They really handled the chat earlier very nicely. There was a lot of I loved how they did it.
I didn't see what they did.
Oh, I'm glad you did not say it. It was just a troll, and it was a bit. It was a bit. I deleted, and then Stuart did the hid. Ginger came and hid, and Stuart decided to do a timeout. It was beautiful seeing them in action. Eric,
They know
you've
what
got
they're
great
doing.
security on this chat. You've got great security.
That's actually a good. It's actually a good thing, like you said, when you don't even notice.
Yeah. Absolutely. They did an amazing job.
Pancake says, "Hey Eric, brother Pancake, my friend, how are you? Anything is possible here. Hey Goga, do you ever go into any of the outdoor channels, any of the fishing channels?"
There's one in the UK. I need to figure out what time Stuart does his live stream though, because I've given it a rewatch though. But there's only one fishing channel I visit in the UK. Pancake does his landscaping and gardening occasionally outdoors. But the fishing community, I wish I could catch more of that because it looks very peaceful.
Anything is possible, Bob. He has a wonderful fishing channel. He's a great guy.
Oh.
And he introduced me to so many people in the fishing community that just opened themselves up to being my friend. I can honestly say I might be the only vegan friend they have. And none of them mind.
Wow, Eric. Wow.
None of them have ever said, "Oh man, it's that vegan guy again." They've been nothing but... I went to Bob's channel for the first time. He was live streaming. He was making homemade venison sausage. And I mentioned to him that this is a weird place for a vegan to show up. And he laughed and said, it is pretty weird. But the reason is I get fully behind these channels because they love what they're doing. And they have so much respect for the land, for the animals, for the fish. It's just incredible to be part of. So, yeah, I think you'd really like Bob.
Anything is possible. I love the name. Anything is possible. That's really creative.
And he live streams every day. He is also
awesome.
He's a full-time YouTuber.
Oh wow!
That's the same reaction I had. He was someone who knew he couldn't continue doing what he was doing, and he was like, "Can I have a channel where I fish and people show up?" And the answer to that is yes, you can. And after I got monetized, I started. I wanted to get monetized. I'd love to pay my bills. I don't have a lot of bills. I own a house. I inherited it from my father. So I just have taxes and utilities, groceries. Bob came in my life at the perfect time because I saw that he said, I want to do this full time. And he did. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, full time YouTuber. Both of those guys were huge inspirations to me. Um, to,
Amazing.
yeah.
Anything is possible. I'm in. I would want to see what a full-time YouTuber looks like. Pancake says, I fished one time to get my wife, then I was done.
You know what? You only need to do it once. When you catch the right one, you only need to do it once.
Pancake, I'm going to tell your wife this.
I love the fact that she's Mrs. Pancake, by the way. I absolutely
This
love
is
that.
Pancake, yes. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah,
Bob is asking who is on the
interesting.
panel with you. This is Goga. Um, Goga truly is, as you were, Bob and Stuart. Goga is my YouTube mentor, um, showing me everything that's possible.
Eric is my YouTube mentor as well. So anything says Pancake, nothing wrong with catch and release. I love the fish jokes.
Um, All Things Country is another fishing channel.
Nice.
You know, sometimes I dislike using the term fishing channel or crafting channel or because they're their own brand. You know what I mean? I don't see Bob as a fishing channel. It's a anything is possible channel. It's a Bob channel. He just happens to
Anything
be
is
fishing, right? I would hang out with Bob, and I would hang out with All Things Country if they were knitting, if they were sitting and crocheting, if they were making a pot of spaghetti. You know, if it was, you know, instead of anything is possible, if it was any pot of spaghetti is possible, I would still be hanging out with Bob.
sense. I love the chat. I love the creativity behind the channel. I'm actually very curious. I'm going to I'm checking. Sorry guys, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just I'm using my laptop to just peep through the chats. It's easier. As Eric says, technically, Eric says that he's limited on technology. I am horrible on YouTube on phone. I always have to use my laptop. Like it has to be here.
I got my desktop up here, so I got my phone to film and my desktop in front of
Ah,
me. Um,
okay.
for
I have
one
one
thing,
here and then
yep, because I don't want to read all the little tiny comments on my phone because that means I have to
yeah.
get really close.
It's
And
it's like this.
and when you're bald and you do that, people think it's like an eclipse coming right at you. I don't I don't want to cause a panic. I don't want everyone thinking, why is the sun coming directly at me? Or thinking that I'm beaming energy from my forehead. Hey,
Oh my
Mercy,
goodness. That's
all
I
things
always I
countries.
always actually yeah. I always actually just so I always use my laptop and then I always have so I always use my laptop for live streams generally. So I never really have to read any messages on the phone unless maybe I was holding my phone. So when my laptop is right in front of me, people think I'm actually like using a phone or looking at them or something, but it's just a different tab that is open, and I've zoomed the chat into its full, it's in like in the full font, so I'm able to see everything as
Oh,
much as I'm using the same camera. Yeah,
hey,
but then yeah,
Pancake.
this one you have to squint a bit, like
Right.
yeah.
Pancake has says he was denied. He has 5K, and YouTube denied me.
Oh, pancake! I think Flo told me about this. Just appeal, clean the scenes because the scenes can always be cleaned, and then you can definitely appeal. Because I think the channel is pretty clean, so maybe just get rid of those videos that look like they're almost the same. And the shorts, and then put thumbnails. Try You'll have to edit thumbnails manually. So sometimes, like when the live stream looks like it has the same thumbnail, the guys at YouTube end up thinking that it's the same video because you never know. Somebody's looking at this, somebody's looking at your application on a Friday and they need to go for the weekend. So always put different thumbnails for different live streams. So just go to your studio, click on the edit button, and then pick up the thumbnail suggestions that YouTube is giving you there, or you can even just take your own pictures from thumbnails.
Thank you. That's actually excellent advice for everyone who is trying to get monetized, um, to avoid any issues before you get there. So if you're attempting to get monetized, man, I wish I was technically better because I would edit that into a shorter video just to offer. And hey, feel free if you want to what you just said. If you want to offer that as a um, just a short little discourse on how to, to help your monetization
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, just to add something to what Pancake is asking. Generally, always just try to get, and even the titles is very important. And then another trick you can also use is your description is very important. And there's a time I was teaching this class, and the title of the live stream was "Who are you, darling?" Like, how do you define yourself as a channel? So it's important because sometimes when the guys at YouTube are busy checking your channel, they want to know, like, okay, so anything is possible. I can really tell what the content is about. So generally, you want to like define yourself even in the description so that when they see the videos and they see the description you've given to your channel, there's a bit of alignment. There's a bit of alignment rather than saying I'm yoga with Goga, but then they find me fishing. There's a disconnect somewhere in there. But in the description, I'll end up saying something like, "My name is Goga. In this channel, I do a lot of things from fishing, crafting. I've already put it there, so it can be expected."
Nice.
Yeah. So even the descriptions are very crucial as well.
Let me say hi real quick to the legendary Burpee Reaper. It truly, truly is legendary. Did you know every year the Burpee Reaper gets out of shape? He stops doing burpees and he gets completely out of shape. He'll gain 30 pounds, 40 pounds, honestly. And then he comes out of retirement to show everyone you can start from ground zero
I love,
and
I love it.
get in super shape. That to me, that's absolutely amazing that someone would. Now, I'm making him look really good when I say that he's selflessly putting himself out of shape. But there's also an ulterior purpose. He loves to eat. He loves to eat everything.
And I love the idea. I love the idea. I love the idea. That's pretty cool. Hmm.
All
I should
things
actually, I can actually do that. Get okay, but it's hard. It's hard because yoga becomes a practice. So, but
right.
yeah, there are sometimes you lose. Eric. In the Buddhist philosophy, we talk a lot about impermanence, and one of the things about impermanence is that sometimes there are certain things that you could do in yoga practice that if you don't practice, you end up losing them, and
This is
it's
true.
just the reality of things. And even as you grow older, there are certain postures you could do when you are younger that you're very agile, flexible. But as you grow older, your knees start screaming. Like nowadays, I have to use a very thick mat. But when I was a very young yogi, my mat was so thin, like a paper, and it was like showing off. But nowadays, I have to like cushion my knees. so,
You you
so it will be a
realize
nice. I'm thinking of actually like curating content around how you can lose flexibility, and you can build it back again from scratch. But you also have to be mindful with the fact that you need to be careful because you need to be avoiding injuries. So Bapi
right.
Reaper, I like the inspiration.
Yep. You know, at 59, I actually have taped 16 yoga mats together to make one super thick yoga mat. That's how many yoga mats that my yoga mat looks like a yoga mat sandwich. I got yoga mat here, I got yoga mat there, and yoga mats in
Wow.
between. I
Okay, that's a bit extra, Eric.
a little bit extra. my practice doesn't look like it did when I was 20, but it doesn't need to. That's the amazing thing. It needs to look
It
like what
doesn't.
it is at 59. Um, and I'm fortunate. You mentioned doing 1,000 live streams. I've done over 1,000 burpees, 1,000 days of burpees in a row without taking a day off. Um,
Oh, wow.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the impermanence. If I stop, it ain't coming back. So I'm just gonna keep.
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep on moving.
But don't worry. The body will always have it. The body will always have it, and the body always reminds you that, oh wow, I can still do this. I still got this. I still got this.
I'm hoping in my 60s to come out of retirement as an ultra runner and do another 100-mile race, and then do another one.
Do it. 60. We are doing. Maybe we should do a challenge in the run up to your birthday in April. So do it.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Now, even Burpee Reaper though, this is the last year he's going to do it because he just turned 40, and he's saying he's been doing this for several years.
Oh wow. Only 40?
Only 40. You guys are
Oh, wow.
all just kids. As when you're 59.
Eric, don't rub it in. I know you love rubbing in, like, guys. I guess what, I'm 59. Yeah. Anyone else who's 59 in the room? Anyone? I didn't think so. I met a lady today who is 71, and she just started a YouTube channel. I was so
Nice.
impressed. Yeah,
That's the key.
I
That
was
is
so
the key
impressed.
to. If anyone wants to know how to stay youthful, be enthusiastic.
Yeah,
Be curious and be
she's
enthusiastic.
exact. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Reaper says, much love. Yogi, much love to you, Reaper. Reaper was one of the early guys coming into my live streams for the very, very beginning and offered me support. Always had my back from day one. So,
Oh wow, nice.
true friend. True friend.
Reaper, how was Eric evolved as a creator? Was he always demure, or has he gotten more outspoken with time?
It's a good question, Reaper. Reaper's he's one of the few that can answer that too. Him and
Yeah.
Destiny Forever Walks PhD. And Odom. Odom was here from day one. Odom is another one who's been
Oh,
so yep, he's been so inspiring to me.
nice.
Because anyone who just filled with that much joy doing what they love to do, to spontaneously break out in song, is someone you want to be around, someone you want to learn something from. What's that secret? And the secret is
Absolutely.
it's all a gift. He's been given
It's a gift.
the gift of gardening, the gift of life, the gift of loving what he does. Amazing.
Amazing. He's amazing. I did interview him like a week or two ago, and
I enjoyed that too.
when he was backstage. Yeah, when he was backstage, he just broke out in song. We are not live yet, so he thought he was muted, and he just went on, and I just let him do his thing. And then when he was done, I'm like, "Hold on, can we have a conversation?" He's like, "Did you hear everything I was doing?" I'm like, "Yes, I did."
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Um, so many of the Eric Lapointe. Did I ever tell you the story of how Eric Lapointe actually came to my channel, and eventually started YouTube channel and becoming the legendary Eric Lapointe? I came home from a bad day at work, and I was stressed out, and the algorithms brought him to my channel. Some old, bald, strange yogi guy talking about breathing for stress relief. And he's thinking, I don't want to listen to this guy. I can't blame him. But he ended up listening to it, and he came back the next day and listened again. And then he started leaving comments, and I guess 5 months later, he started doing burpees and started his own YouTube channel. He went in June. He had, well, I guess it was May. He had 50 subscribers, and now he's almost at 2,000. Amazing. And all of that was, oops, did I lose Goga? Goga says, oops, I froze. And here I thought that you were so captivated in my conversation that you weren't even blinking at me. So to finish it real quick, Eric Lapointe built those subscribers one at a time simply by being a really good person, supporting everyone. Amazes me to think about. Whenever anyone says, how do you grow your channel? Talk to Eric Lapointe and see how he did it and follow that. Support other people and you will grow your channel. So, unfortunately, we lost our friend Goga. I don't know if it's from my end or his end. He's frozen in time. We will have to send someone in time to save him. It's kind of like rescuing Han Solo. Let's see. ATC says, have to give Goga credit here. He froze in a good spot. Most people freeze with their eyes closed. It's a talent. He has a talent, a true talent for YouTube. Let's see, things come back on.
I don't know what happened. They just, yeah.
Did you see what All Things Country said? Says he needs to give
I have to give Goga. He froze in a good spot.
It was actually a perfect spot, Goga, because you were, as I was talking, you were like looking at me, and I'm thinking, well, man, Goga is really paying attention. He hasn't even blinked. He's so enthralled in my conversation. I'm on point. I must be the most entertaining person in the world. Goga hasn't even blinked for 5 minutes.
I'm going to do like I'll do a shot out of that moment just because it looked nice because I was watching it from my laptop and I'm like, oh my god, I'm frozen because he just kept on doing this buffering thing and then I looked like a picture right there and you kept on talking and I'm like, oh wow.
That's the embarrassing thing. I kept on talking. I just kept on talking. Goga was frozen for 5 minutes and I kept on talking like nothing was going on.
Oh my goodness, that was a good one. This was a good moment. Eric, I've definitely kept you longer on your live stream than usual. So, but yeah, thank you for having me. This was random and nice. I was happy to come up and just chit chat. Guys, if you haven't already, just give Eric his thumbs ups. You only need 4 thumbs ups to 30.
Oh wow!
This is me. This is my OCD showing with numbers. I like rounding off these numbers. So double tap the screen.
I appreciate 26. Goga, thank you. This was a true gift that you extended to me, and I very much appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And I actually think a lot of people have learned a whole lot from what you've had to offer. So
thank you. And it was very brief, and yeah, it was nice. I like how you are experimenting with this, and it's definitely different, but I love it. I love how it makes it accessible, for you to have a conversation with somebody else.
Right. I'm still trying to figure things out because when I'm talking to someone, I can't pay as much attention to the chat. So there's a trade-off.
Yeah. So I know that's the price of panels. Yeah, you have to peep. But the good thing, you have very good mods, and that helps. That helps down on the chat. Yeah. Right, guys. Thank you so much. This was fun. I will see you on the next one. Yeah. See you on the chat.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Take care.
Bye-bye. Have a lovely one.
Let's see. So, guys, we'll actually call it an afternoon in just a minute for a couple of different reasons. One, it's going to be about my dinner time. Two, I really got to go to the bathroom. And three, I'll be back in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Give me 1 second. We have Darth Vader himself making an appearance.
Darth Vader.
What's up, Stuart?
I am your brother.
So Gogo told me that you were doing some pretty sharpshooting, keeping the chat flowing as I was talking.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
You're all right. That's what I'm here for. I just wish people would see it that way, that I'm here to help and I'm not an enemy.
Right. Well, I think probably most people do. I think it's hard sometimes when we don't always know where other people are going. And
Hey,
this was
Google.
good for you to say, to let people know you're just here to help. It's not personal. You're not trying to hurt anyone. So
I'm going to have to get in touch with my members.
what do you got to say? Got a message you want to put out to your members, or are you frozen? So maybe it is. I guess it's my end here. Now Stuart is frozen, or is he pretending that he's frozen? Is Stuart such a great, great actor that he can freeze? He can make himself freeze. So I'm guessing it is from my end that we're having the freezing issue. Maybe it's time to. I'm gonna have to shut things down anyway. Maybe my phone is. There you are.
I'm sorry, I had a phone call from the takeaway place. This
Oh,
place.
it's okay.
Um,
I thought you froze like Goga, and I'm thinking.
no, it was a
At,
phone call.
at first, I thought that you were pretending that you were frozen, and that you were such a good actor that you could freeze everything for like 5 minutes. Exactly. It was amazing. So Goga was talking about he was going to do a short of him freezing. I might have to do a short of you freezing, and we're going to have a comparison. Who did it better? Who froze better? Stuart or Goga? They were both pretty good. Amazingly so. If I were
I'm
to
gonna go.
freeze,
I'm not a I am a competitive man, but I'm just gonna hand this over to Goga. I'm not.
if I
I'm
were to
handling.
freeze,
I don't.
it
I
would be in the
don't
most
want.
it would
I
be in the
don't
most
want.
awkward position. It would be like I was scratching somewhere and my eyes were shut and my tongue was hanging out. Hey, toy pups.
Hey, toy pups. Hello, everybody in chat. By the way, we've got Bob, Wendy, and
Yeah. Hey,
etc.
if I missed anyone, I apologize. I know I saw that I missed Wendy. I apologize, Wendy. Hello to you, my friend.
I forgive you. Since you're not everybody.
Jasoki was live, and he had a cat on top of him that tried to maul him to death.
You take the rabbit, is not.
She's a cat, not a dog. She's a dog acting like a cat. She's more of a cat than she's a dog.
No, dog, 100%.
Cat the dog. So yeah, if I do a panel, Yogi, do you fancy coming up?
Sure.
I'd rather have I'd rather have someone by my side
Right.
that knows what's been going on.
Okay. In that case, now that I know uh, a bit of what you're going to be talking about, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm sick and tired of not going live. Hi, Star.
Right. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm sick and
Members
tired of not
only? Or are
going
you going to
live.
do it?
It's just like I want to do live, and it's just like, you know what? If I do a stream here, I want to like have people up there that's going to back me up.
Right. Okay. Just let me know.
Because, well, when are you free?
You think about doing something this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
You got a specific day that you'd like to do more than another, or
Either day is fine. Saturday, Sunday's fine for me.
how about we do
I mean,
something Sunday?
I shouldn't be having this conversation, but I mean, somebody's brought this up, and it's really just like gnawing at me.
Right. Um, why don't we do something? It's like Sunday afternoonish. We could do like either before normal time that I might live stream or after.
Well, how long do you usually go live for? What, an hour or something?
It's been a little bit longer lately. Normally I try to shoot for an hour since I do 3 times a day or so. I don't want people to get sick of me, so I shoot for an hour. But today, man, we're going on 2. I think last night was almost 2 hours.
Well, this might be longer than 2 hours.
Right.
I'm sick and tired of not going live. I mean, it's just the fact that people out there have just got to really screw things over. I'm not running. I'm trying to compel my composure.
Right. I think it's time. I, I wouldn't even do it for members. I would do a wide
I'm
open.
doing it publicly, but I'm asking you for the basically moral support
Yeah.
more than anything.
Right. I'll be there.
I've done nothing, but it's people that really just they've got nothing else better to do.
Right. I think that's
And
probably really
it's boredom. It's boredom on their part because they're not doing nothing. I am.
right. Let me say hi to Heavenly Star again. Heavenly Star says hi to you. Christine, thank you, Christine. I appreciate that.
Hey, Christine. Goga's still here. Toy Pups.
Yeah.
I mean, let's I can chat. Then you got Brad and Burpee Reaper, Bob,
I think
Pancake,
Burpee,
and Matt.
yeah, I think Burpee Reaper might have been on his break.
But yeah, I'm. It's come to a stage where I'm sick and tired of like running because it's like every opportunity that, but anything that comes along, it's like I take about a week off, try and work shit out, and then go from there. I shouldn't even have to do anything really. But it's like I'm like pleading for my innocence again. I mean, you're guilty until you're proven innocent on YouTube.
Right. Yeah. This is true.
When you go to court of law, an actual court, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So when did it change? When did it swap? When did it go from innocent until proven guilty, until you're guilty until you're proven innocent. When did it swap? When did it change? Has society done this?
Society, pretty much. People are quick to jump on that. But here's my thoughts. When you, I mentioned this when we were talking with Goga. I know you're probably sick of hearing me bring up studying A Course in Miracles, but there's a line that says, "In my defenselessness is my strength." That if we are constantly defending ourselves, and the reason we're defending ourselves is because we're innocent, but it's within our very innocence that means that we don't need to defend ourselves. A lot of people think, well, what if people believe? What if people believe that? People are going to believe it whether we argue about it or not, whether we defend ourselves or not. Some people are going to believe, other people aren't. Absolutely nothing that we can do about it, because we can't go from person to person to person and say this isn't true. But you know what? When you live your life, when you're just Stuart the Fish Whisperer, and I mentioned this before, and this is when you heard me cuss over and over and over again. When you are
Yeah.
Stuart the Fish Whisperer, you just do you. You just do Stuart. Be yourself. Be authentic. That's the only thing that you can do. That's the only person that you are. And that's why everyone loves you. And those who know you and love you will continue to know you and love you. Those who want to tear you down will continue to try to tear you down. But the people that haven't met you, they're going to see a strong, secure person who shakes it all off like it's absolutely nothing and is just doing what he loves to do and is unstoppable. Can't be shaken by Carlos Castaneda, that he was a shaman.
Even rock solid as it is, but I mean, it's like most rocks. Every rock can crack.
Right. Don't even worry about being a rock. Be Stuart. And if you crack, you got people to support you. If you crack, you crack. Just means that there's you got more to give. And you look people in the eye and say, yeah, this hurts. It's okay for things to hurt. Definitely it hurts. You got, people backstabbing you. Of course it's going to hurt. But what can you do
I've
other than...
never said it, and all my lives I've always done. I took off the once a year ago.
Right.
But the problem is, I've said it. Don't go running to everybody else. You got a problem with me. My email's in my about section. Don't run to everybody else. You want to speak to me, speak to me. You don't need to go and do this, that, next thing.
Right. I'll be honest with you, Stuart. I miss seeing you live. I would have you, even, times when I couldn't stay there the whole time, I'd leave you up and running, knowing that I would be coming back to my desktop and you'd still be up, you'd still be talking, you would still be Stuart the Fish Whisperer doing what you do. And it bothers me that you don't feel you're in a position to do that right now. But you'll get there.
It's annoying because I love going live. I like speaking to people who've set me.
Right.
They've backed me up in the corner and I'm fighting my way out of this and I don't like it.
You just got a hug from Heavenly Star. Send you a hug.
Cheers, Star. I shouldn't even have to be doing this.
I agree.
But this is people. It's like YouTube's Judge, Judy, and Executioner all in one go.
But this is where you find yourself. Through no fault of your own, through nothing that you've done. Unfortunately and sadly, this is where you find yourself.
I've apologized for everything that's happened. How many sorries do they want me to give?
Right.
You know what I mean? How many sorries do they want me to say?
One. So you're sorry and move on. Like I was saying, this is where you find yourself. So what are you going to do?
Well, tell you, if this doesn't stop, right, I'm just saying for me, I'll find another platform that I can get paid from. I'll give up YouTube and I will find myself somewhere else. Because the thing is, they'll give up YouTube and they'll follow over. I guarantee you.
Right. So if that's the case, take your stance here. And again,
Tried
this
my already and I've still got the garbage coming. So it doesn't matter where I go, they're going to follow.
that's why I would just take my stance here, let it all lie. Hey, Stuart, I got to wrap things up. I'm gonna have to make something to eat.
You're
Take
all
my
right.
last walk for the day. But if you get an opportunity to come on back, we'll keep talking a bit.
No worries.
Pick the day if you want to do something tomorrow or Sunday.
I think Sunday would be best.
Okay.
It's the end of the week. Nobody does nothing on a Sunday.
Right. All right. That sounds good. I'll be on the lookout for you later.
You give me a time frame of when you want. I mean, let's say I'm not expecting you to stay there all life, but I mean, even if you pop up,
Right.
then you can go and do your own life. And if you want to come back and just like check in, hop back on panel and just say, "How are you?"
How about Sunday, like around 12:15?
That's 5:15 my time. That's fine.
All right. Let me write that down. And I'll be talking to you before that, so we'll make sure everything's cool.
Kathy, don't give up, right? Because what's going to happen on Sunday, there's going to be a multitude of things, right? For anybody that's in my position who thinks about giving up, this is my message: don't, right? I'm not done yet. If anything, I only scratch the surface. If they want me to try and do something else, I'll easily turn my channel into something that they don't want.
Yeah. Kathy says she doesn't get any support.
You get support from me, Kathy. You do. You can't say you don't, because you do from me. I support everybody that's hit my notification bar. Members more so.
And I think that's part of the problem is not everyone sees the notifications from Kathy. I don't know. I always feel I understand exactly where Kathy's coming from. I like Kathy and I like her channel quite a bit. I'd love to see her keep going. And I think that if you keep going in spite of not feeling like you're getting support, the support builds. But it takes some time and it takes a lot of consistency. And I think that's key is consistency. But all right, guys, I gotta run.
Right, Yogi, let me know tomorrow and I'll get in touch with you.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then 5:15 Sunday my time. Seems like a good spot.
Yeah. Definitely. Hey Kathy, reach out if you need to talk. Heavenly Star says CP, I'll support you. Thank you, Heavenly.
Kathy, if you're on Facebook, if you got Yogi on Facebook, there's a group chat that I've made. Yogi's also an admin on it, along with every member on there. You're more than welcome to join that. You can have Yogi moments behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's like
Definitely.
a support. It's definitely a love and peace support group.
So yeah, reach out, Kathy. Guys, I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
See you later, Yogi.
Take care.
Bye bye.